After days of traveling through deep space, the Artemis II crew is about to reach the moon. Only 24 people in all of human history have been there, and in just a few hours, these astronauts will become the next. But this won't be just a flyby. They will pass behind the far side of the moon, lose communication with Earth, and remain completely alone in space. This is the moment when everything must be calculated perfectly. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let's continue with the most important day of the Artemis II mission. Day 6 has arrived, and it's time for the crew to fly past the far side of the moon. The astronauts will prepare their cameras and get ready for observations. They will have about 3 hours to carry out scientific observations as the spacecraft passes by the moon. They will take a huge number of photos and record geological features, craters, lava plains, and tectonic structures. This will be extremely important for future missions when astronauts will actually land on the moon's south pole. Their notes must be extremely detailed and precise so that scientists on Earth can use this information in their research. When the spacecraft passes behind the far side of the moon, there will be a period of about 30 to 50 minutes during which all communication with Earth will be lost. The crew will be completely alone. This will be a very important test of Orion's autonomy. The spacecraft will have to maintain its course on its own, without any assistance from ground teams. During this time, the astronauts will continue taking photos and videos of the moon, which will later be sent back to Earth. At this moment, the astronauts will reach the greatest distance from Earth ever achieved by humans, about 280,000 miles from home. Throughout all of human history, around 100 billion people have lived, and no one has ever traveled this far from the safety of our planet in recorded history. The astronauts will even surpass the record set by the Apollo 13 crew, who reached a distance of about 250,000 miles. At this point, the astronauts will witness an Earthrise as seen from the far side of the moon, just like the crew of Apollo 8 in 1968. When the Apollo 8 astronauts took that photo in 1968, something changed. It was the first color photograph of Earth taken from deep space, and it quickly made headlines around the world. The image is often considered one of the reasons that helped spark the global environmental movement. It gave people a new perspective, reminding us how small we are and showing our place in the universe. And just as that image inspired an entire generation, it is very likely that the Artemis II crew will capture their own image of Earthrise, a photo that will remind us how beautiful and fragile our planet truly is. After that, communication with Earth will be restored. The crew will report on all activities carried out during the communication blackout and continue taking the remaining images on their list. With that, their journey around the moon will be complete, and the astronauts will begin their return trip home. Day 7 of the mission will be calmer for the crew. It will be a time for rest, conversations, and reflecting on everything they experienced during the lunar flyby. The astronauts will communicate with teams on Earth and make sure all spacecraft systems are functioning normally before the journey back home. Day 8 will follow a similar routine. The spacecraft will continue its journey back to Earth, and the astronauts will watch as our blue planet gradually grows larger. On Day 9, the crew will begin preparing for re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. The main challenge will be encountering Earth's gravity and entering the atmosphere. Day 10 will be the final day of the Artemis II mission. It's time for the crew to return home safely. The astronauts will begin the day by carefully going through the re-entry checklist to make sure everything inside the capsule is secured for splashdown. Then they will once again put on their protective suits for atmospheric re-entry. This will be the most intense part of the mission. Before entering the atmosphere, the Orion spacecraft must hit a very narrow and invisible entry corridor. To achieve this, about 5 hours before re-entry, the crew will perform a trajectory correction burn to place the spacecraft on the exact path. If the entry angle is too steep, the heat and stress on the crew will be too great. If the angle is too shallow, the capsule could literally skip off the atmosphere. Then comes the moment of separation. The crew capsule will detach from the service module, which will burn up in the atmosphere. The capsule will perform one final short engine burn. From that point on, the astronauts will no longer be flying. They will begin their descent back to Earth. The capsule will enter the atmosphere at a speed of about 25,000 miles per hour, roughly 32 times the speed of sound. At this incredible speed, the air in front of the capsule will compress so intensely that it will turn into a glowing plasma around the heat shield. The heat shield is designed to withstand this extreme stress and gradually wear away and burn, protecting the astronauts inside. During this phase, communication with Earth will most likely be temporarily lost, as the plasma surrounding the capsule blocks radio signals. Finally, when the capsule reaches an altitude of about 36,000 feet, the forward bay cover will deploy. Shortly after that, the first stabilizing parachutes will deploy. The main parachutes will open at about 10,000 feet, significantly slowing the capsule down. This will allow Orion to safely splash down in the Pacific Ocean, where recovery teams will already be waiting for the crew. After the astronauts are extracted from the capsule, medical teams will perform initial checks and samples will be collected for the scientific research conducted during the mission. And at that moment, Artemis II will prove one simple fact. Humans can once again travel to the moon. And it's time to go back. Before we end today's video, I want to add one more thing. When I make videos like this about upcoming missions, I present the information as it is officially provided. I know that many of you are skeptical about NASA, and honestly, I don't blindly believe everything either. But regardless of that, if humanity truly reaches the point where we build a permanent base on the moon, that will be a huge step for our species. A step forward in our evolution, and the beginning of something much bigger. Answer this question in the comments. Do you believe we will be able to build a base on the moon by 2030, as NASA plans? If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.